Hello everyone, my name is Leisha Jackson from FM Systems, and I want to thank you for attending today's webinar, How the Power of Integrated Space and Asset Management Can Help You Better Manage Your Facilities Portfolio. Before we begin, I want to cover a few housekeeping items. At the bottom of your console, there are multiple widgets that you can use. If you have any questions during the webinar, you can click on the Q&A widget at the bottom and submit your question. We will answer these throughout the webinar or at the end, and if we don't get to all the questions, we will follow up with you after the webinar is over. You can expand your slide area by clicking on the Maximize icon on the top right-hand corner or by dragging the bottom right-hand corner of that slide area. An on-demand version will be available about 1 hour after the webinar ends and can be accessed using the same audience link that was sent to you earlier. Today on the line, we have Brian Haynes, our Vice President of Marketing, and Audrey Hum, our Applications Engineer. With that being said, Brian, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Leisha, and welcome everyone to our webcast about our space and asset management modules. Today I'm just going to cover a few slides to sort of set the stage, and most of the heavy lifting is actually going to be done by Audrey, who's going to be doing a demonstration of our space and asset management capabilities inside of FM Interact. For those of you who don't know, FM Systems has been in business since 1984, and since day one, we've been writing software to help organizations manage their facilities and real estate portfolios more effectively. We really focus on ease of use, making it very easy to adopt and implement our software, as well as making it available to all members within your facilities and real estate teams. We do make our approach modular and flexible. I'm going to talk about that in just a few minutes when I reveal the modules that make up the FM Interact Workplace Management Suite. It is highly configurable. We really believe that we've got best-in-class configurability. You can literally create entire new screens very easily right within the web browser, do a lot of configuration, set up notifications. An incredibly powerful, highly configurable platform that allow us and you to implement and configure the software to meet your specific needs. We also have seamless integration. All of our customers integrate in one form or another with existing back-end data systems. This includes systems such as human resources, accounting, ERP systems. And we also provide our software in a variety of hosting solutions. So there's hosting on-premise, where you can host in your own private cloud, keeping in mind that this is entirely web-based software. You can also host in our world-class hosting facility, or you can go with our straight SaaS model. We truly believe that many of our customers need that flexibility in terms of the way they host and manage their software, and we provide all of those to meet those needs. So the way we do this is with FM Interact, and FM Interact is our integrated workplace management solution, which enables facility team members to access, update, and report on all of your facility data, drawings, and models at your desk or in the field. The FM Interact suite itself consists of our core modules, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, space and asset management. All of our customers have space and asset management. Those are really the two pillars in terms of the way we organize our facilities portfolio, including all of the spatial information and drawings and the assets related to all of the assets, mechanical equipment, et cetera, that's in your facility. Then we've got additional modules that can be added on, and you see those modules with these dark blue icons around the outside of the center circle, ranging from everything from move management to strategic planning, space reservations, maintenance, and more. So the two modules that we're going to be talking about today are our space management module, which is really about helping you to manage every space in your building portfolio without leaving your computer or mobile device. So the space management module is designed to give all facility professionals and department liaisons, even executive management, complete visibility into space and occupancy. We do this with a lot of capabilities. Audrey is going to be going over these more specifically, but some really unique things about FM Interact are its ability to be able to interactively integrate and bidirectionally facility plans from either AutoCAD or Autodesk Revit. So we've got a real strong focus on the bidirectional integration of those drawings and models into the process. It also allows you to really manage your entire physical space inventory, and that's including all of your facilities across your entire portfolio, not just a single facility, but all of them. got a very, very powerful business intelligence and reporting tool built into it, which makes it easy to get information out of the system across your entire portfolio. The second module that we're going to be talking about today, which are, as I was saying, fully integrated with our space management module, really our core applications in FM Interact, is focused on asset management. Everyone understands that an organization's assets make up a large and costly financial investment. So being able to effectively manage those assets as well as maintain them is really a key aspect of being able to put all of that information into your asset management module. This allows you to have improved accountability so we can see the assets that are actually allocated to departments or tracked to specific employees. We can get accurate asset counts very quickly and easily with very powerful reporting capabilities as well. This allows you to understand the financial impacts, so you can see things such as the acquisition dates, the disposition dates, depreciation, asset costs, and understand projected maintenance costs for forecasting if you're using our maintenance module as well. So this also allows you to do better life cycle planning. So imagine things such as missing a warranty for a very expensive piece of equipment. That could be detrimental and could be a budget buster if you're not managing that sort of thing. So being able to do that, as well as track the personnel and vendors associated with those assets, track their condition and expected end of service date so you can plan into the future. So without further ado, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to turn over things to Audrey Hum, our applications engineer, who's going to do a live demonstration of the FM Interact Space and Asset Management modules. Audrey, I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Thanks, Brian. So again, the things we're going to focus on today are really going to be configurability and space and asset management as the core of the FM Interact Workplace Management Suite. What I like about this is that it really gives users the ability to see and manage their portfolio in both high-level and closely analytical ways. First thing touching on here is an example with our HTML5 mapping tool. We're seeing here that high-level global view, being able to look at all of our sites, buildings on a global level, but also being able maybe to drill down on specific sites, buildings, even in a cluster, as we're looking at here in the New York, maybe New Jersey site. Being able to look at key data points, our average area, how much occupancy, available seats we have, then also being able to drill into specific buildings as we see fit or we need to for that day. Looking at specific information, address, usable area for that specific building. This also can be done through reports and dashboards. I'm now navigating over to my overview dashboard for the space management module. And what we've built in here are going to be some specific reports put into the dashboard that are going to be dynamically updated for us. The great thing about these dashboards is that it gives users the ability to draw important data points about the space management module and about their portfolio for quick and easy use. So whether you're an executive, a space planner, whoever it may be, logging into the system and seeing important information. Again, whether it's our total portfolio or having the ability to come over to my capacity and occupancy report and drill into a specific data point. What I'm seeing here now is potentially my second building of my campus headquarters and seeing specific information, maybe getting some action items from there. Also, what we're seeing, although space management is the core of the integrated workplace suite, is that we have an integration with the other modules, using our service request by building, and also maybe real estate expenses as well. Of course, from here, we can actually go even more specifically into the floor plan viewer. Floor plan viewer gives us that ability to see our bidirectional integration with AutoCAD and Revit. We can actually go even deeper into specific spaces as well. What I'm doing here is I'm going to be clicking into a specific space and seeing space attributes. So whether this day I'm concerned about maybe my area information, being able to look at images, PDFs, gives general users and administrators the ability to see all kinds of information about their space. And as Brian said, really getting deeper into specific spaces and specific buildings without even leaving your desktop or leaving your mobile device. Also, we're seeing here that our tool can really help you get a handle on your asset inventory for multiple classes of assets, whether it's projectors, conference phones, or even furniture and corporate artwork. Once we click into those assets, we're seeing how we can associate them either directly to a space or maybe directly to individuals. We have clients that have the ability to track maybe iPhones, monitors, and those are things that are going to be associated directly to people. Of course, we're seeing here that we can be tracking images, maybe PDFs, also things like manufacturers and models. So when we're coming into the system, it's really helping us get more information about those assets. Of course, we can also go back into our data view as well to get more information. Now, what I'm seeing here is that tie back to our space management and also more information about my asset as well. Now I've clicked into my copy machine, and I can see more information about it. It's a highly configurable system, so of course we could track any additional information we need, anything from images to documents, linking back to the original website, or of course tying back to that floor plan as well. Once I click through here, it's actually going to take me back to that original room and zooming in to where I've tied that asset, really helping us know where those items are located with a quick and easy click. I can also go up to my global search. I can type a chair. I could type the name of a piece of artwork or maybe a software. As soon as I click through, it's actually going to take me to my list of assets, and I can click on that item once it comes up. And this will take me directly to that on the floor plan. Again, a quick and easy way to integrate my space management and asset module together, taking me directly to the floor plan and giving me all the information about my asset with that button. Back to some more specific things on the floor plan as well. Giving space planners, general users, the ability to crosshatch any data point on the floor plan is a great functionality of the floor plan viewer itself. Being here just a general list of all the things we could look at. Maybe we want to see all of our conference rooms. We're visiting for the day or we need to book a meeting. Here we see the ability system to highlight all of our available conference rooms. Or maybe we need to see all of our departments. Also on the right-hand side of the screen, we'll see a legend that of course is going to update as either administrators or space planners make edits on the system. Also a wonderful point for anyone that is going to be updating things as they move through. What I'm doing now is selecting and I'm editing. Maybe these need to be updated as we're walking through. Maybe I'll reassign these to my CEO's office. As soon as I save changes, we're actually going to see this updated on the floor plan and then reflected in the legend. This would also dynamically update the reports, keep everything updated throughout the system. Going to be taking away some of those manual processes, keeping everyone on the same page. And then, of course, addressing some of those ad hoc requests that come in, either from departments or from the executive department. We can come here to our ad hoc graphic query builder, and maybe I just need to see my CEO and president's office space. We actually have the ability to build these queries as we go in the system. It could be a combination of departments, or again, maybe that is something we need to look at today. We can also stack other data points on top of that. So we could see our vacant and reserved offices on top of those CEO's offices. And again, this is something that could be saved for future use, or could be exposed as a global graphic view for others to use. Great functionality, though, again, for those requests that are coming in. I could save it. I could export it to PDF. I could print it as well. Addressing that global portfolio, I could also see this in square meters, making this a very useful tool, not even having to leave that floor plan very much. Another thing we can do on the floor plan is assign people to rooms and really make this a functional place to assign people and manage where people sit. Here I can just click Assign and assign someone to a room, or I could also vacate someone from a room. Space planners now have the ability to actually drag and drop employees from their spaces. I could drag them into a new space here, or I could drag a couple people into this left-hand bar and actually move them to a completely different building, whether it's another building on my campus or somewhere across the country. All I have to do is do my drag-down menu here, click Select, and I'll be brought to that other building's floor plan. Here I can zoom into a couple of spaces, drag them into their new spaces, and they'll be assigned. Of course, this could trigger automatic notifications, but here they are with their room assignments saved, and we'll see my green vacancy going to change to white. So just a quick and easy way for our space planners, administrators to manage spaces on the floor plan. Of course, I could then go and I could manage this within the data view as well, not having to do everything on the floor plan. I could see my employees here, my list of people, and then I could go into my personnel updates view. Here in this view, of course, administrators can add new employees, or they could view the employee information coming in maybe from an HR feed. I can see my first name, my job title, the active status of my employees, and maybe even look at a personnel photo. Usually that information may be coming in from an HR feed. Maybe we'd look at our room updates view to get some more information. We can utilize saved queries, quickly get information about all of our offices, maybe even stack filters on top of them, dive in deeper into this information. We could even export this, various formats to get more information. That's one way to get a quick report. We could also use the built-in reports to get more information. Here we could look at a space type distribution report, looking at all the spaces by building, and then maybe a table of the different types of spaces spread out. We could change our type of report quickly, maybe looking at a line graph, maybe looking at a pie graph, quickly being able to change the type of report in the browser. This is our new FMX reporting tool, so we are able to create and modify reports directly in the browser. I'm quickly now navigating to an asset by location report, just looking at a distribution of my assets through 3 different buildings, looking at where they stand, maybe needing to add some more potentially furniture to another location, of course being able to change my sort order, my legend location, maybe changing my theme as well. Very functional reporting tool, very user-friendly as well. Also, I put a sort on this as well, so it's only my in-use assets. Take a look at one more report, kind of being able to look at my vacancy analysis across the board. This is something that's very helpful in the space management module because we're looking at vacancy across the board, maybe seeing where we have space to move people, even being able to come over, drill down into one specific site, and then from there maybe go further and look at a specific building within that site, look at potential savings, the percent vacancy. Maybe this would have some action items for us to use that drag and drop move feature within the floor plan, move some people around to where we have some vacancy as well. Very integrated, of course, throughout, and again, that dynamic updating as we move along. So if we have any other questions or other things we wanted to take a look at. Most every demo.
Hi, Audrey. We do have a few questions. I'll just go ahead and read those out loud and try to answer them, and please feel free to jump in there if I don't have it quite completely answered. So the first question is, what version of the software are we showing? This is version 8.5, which is the most current version of the software that's actually due for release imminently. So that is the version. The second question is, let's see, what is the large space on the right that has 3 colors associated with it? And I answered that this way. I said, actually, Audrey, it looks like you're typing an answer in there right now, but I said that that's a classroom that's assigned to, that's okay. That's a classroom that's assigned to 3 different departments, and it's color-coded by the percent allocated to that specific department. I think it's the classroom there in the bottom right. Yeah, that Yeah, so we can do calculations of the percent allocated based upon multiple departments, et cetera, and it just does that cross-hatching based on that percentage. Another question, on your floor plan, can you show the rentable square footage calculated as using BOMA for each space you click on? And the answer is yes. So the labels that you're seeing, highly configurable, they're all data-driven from the database, and you can configure those labels to be whatever you want. The area is one of those that you can easily up-level there, and we do fully adhere to BOMA area standards and multiple BOMA area standards as well, obviously depending on when the building was brought online and which year of the BOMA standard that you use for that facility. So here's a good question. How easily can we update floor plans after renovations and construction projects? So that's a fairly straightforward process. We actually have the drawings themselves bidirectionally connected to the database. So you can take that drawing, you can make, we do all of the geometry changes in the original authoring application. So for instance, the floor plan that Audrey's showing right now is done in AutoCAD. You make those space changes or you make those geometry changes, move walls, tear down walls after a renovation. Maybe you're doing a conference room renovation. Redefine your space boundaries and simply hit the publish button, and those drawings would be published live. It's a very simple process, very easy process. We also do auditing as well during that process. So if 3 or 4 spaces are missing, we let you know that, and we give you an opportunity to clean those up. Perhaps you took one room and turned it in, or you took 3 or 4 rooms and turned those into a big classroom, or you took a big classroom and turned it into 4 or 5 offices. We do the auditing on those drawings as we do that as well. Here's another question. What data types are able to be uploaded to FM systems? Audrey, you want to take a shot at that one?
In terms of
yeah, I think like I mean, if you want to show, you can do a simple spreadsheet upload into any of those data views. That's out of the box functionality. We also have web services, and we use SQL Server integration services. So if you want to do something a bit more robust, like integrated enterprise database, we make those connections. But you can upload data via spreadsheet, flat file, CSV, XML. You can even upload documents, images, all sorts of different file formats. It's a relational database that runs on the back end here that makes it quite easy to do that.
Also, if you have data in your CAD files that can be pulled in, a lot of people do that, data inside the CAD files and pulling that in.
All right, here's another question. Does FM Systems integrate with other FM dispatch systems like Corrigo? Yeah, absolutely. We've integrated with a lot of different systems. We've got one customer that's got actually 21 inbound and outbound data integrations. The products like that are quite easy for us to integrate with. I'll say, however, there is always a caveat there. That is, we've got to be able to get to those systems and data through some sort of either web services or connectivity that's been enabled by the organization that we're working with. If we can't get to the data, then probably the easiest method for doing that would be an import-export. Okay, I think I don't see any other questions in the queue. So, Leisha, I think we're probably ready to turn it back over to you to give final remarks and make sure everyone knows that this is recorded and available.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like we actually, yeah, a few more questions came through. Brian, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about our Aperture integration.
Sure. Let's take 2 of these. First of all, Aperture integration. We're actually quite adept at migrating Aperture integrations. We've done lots of those. We've got actual expertise in-house. In terms of the specific integration with Aperture, we should talk offline about that. It's incredibly easy to get the Aperture data and drawings into FM Interact. We've got established processes for doing that. Aperture obviously is a product that's no longer developed or managed, so we've gotten quite good at bringing over those Aperture implementations. The other one is
Yeah.
This module only works
Brian, I was just going to tag on. So I was just going to tag on to Greg. I can actually follow up with you afterwards as well. We have what Brian was just talking about, our process. We actually have that documented in an Aperture white paper, so migrating from Aperture over to FM Interact. So I can touch base with you after the webinar and send you along that white paper. Sorry about that, Brian.
Okay, no problem at all, Alicia. So the other one is this module only work with Revit? No, not at all. Actually, the majority of our customers are still in the Studio AutoCAD world, and that's what the actual drawing that Audrey is showing right now is actually an AutoCAD drawing, probably coming from AutoCAD 2016, but we support 17, 15. We support all of those versions. We've been an Autodesk Development Network partner since the 80s. We're one of the earliest partners, and we're actually the only industry partner for FM for Autodesk. So it works bidirectionally with either AutoCAD or Revit drawings.
Great. Well, that looks like all the questions for today. So thank you, everyone, for taking some time out of your day to attend the webinar. I hope you found it beneficial. And the on-demand portion will actually be available around 4 o'clock today, and you can access that with the same link that you used to get into the webinar today. We will also be following up with an email going out tomorrow with the link to the recording. You can feel free to watch that or send it along to your colleagues. So, and also thank you to Brian, thank you to Audrey for putting on a great presentation today. It looks like we actually did have one more question come through. Let's see, can you walk through some of the features for handheld devices? I guess that's referring to FM Mobile.
Yeah, so we've got a module called FM Mobile, which takes all of this data, any of these views, any of these reports, actually anything inside of FM Interact, and makes it available at either any number of tablet devices, iOS devices, Android devices, Windows tablets, etc., as well as any handheld devices like an Android phone or an iPhone. So everything you see here is actually available on those devices using FM Mobile. For additional information, Alicia, I think we should send maybe the data sheet on this.
Yeah, definitely.
And yep, that is Eastern time that this will be sent out.
Yes, that's correct. All right, well, we will stay in line for just another minute, but we'll give you guys a few minutes back in your day. Thank you again for attending, and I hope everyone has a great afternoon.